Hello everybody, welcome back to another Rec Room tutorial. In this tutorial we'll be going over how you can add an extension onto your dorm room. So to begin, let's open our watch and we're going to turn on fly in our dorm room. If you do not know how to turn on fly, you need to go to this room, go into your room settings, go into game roles, and select the gear that says dorm room, grab your maker pen, click override on fly, and then slide it over to yes. And now to start flying, you just hold down your jump button or your walk button and point your hand up, and now you can fly. Alright, and now we're gonna need our maker pen. I know I just have mine out, but if you don't know where it is, go to your backpack. I would suggest you favorite it and hit use, grab your maker pen. So now let's get on to adding the extension onto our dorm room. We're gonna need to go into shapes and first grab a cube. It doesn't have to be any color or texture as of right now. You can go ahead and decorate it after I show you how you can add an extension. So nextly, we are going to be flying above our dorm, and right where this sort of window meets up at the top, just sort of draw a square and use the manipulate tool on your maker pen to make it sized correctly. So we're going to bring it all the way over here. We're basically going to make a large platform with it. There are desk barriers there, and that's the only difficult part of making your dorm room extension. And that's how I'm going to show you how to make it today. So you're just going to gradually keep on increasing the size until you keep on running into those desk barriers. It will get frustrating at some points, but you just got to work through it. Once you feel like you have a large enough platform until you can't go any further, now you can start adding walls onto the death barrier so you don't hit them. So now you should be able to walk on your platform. So now just draw a simple block, and we're going to select move on our maker pen. We're going to move the block a little bit at a time. We want to be parallel with the block, walking in the direction where the block is going. That way, whenever we hit the death barrier, the block will remain where the death barrier is. We're going to do this to all four sides. It will take some time, but once you get into the routine of it, it should be better. There we go. So I went a little past it. So what I can do, I can come sort of out this way, and let's say that line where the move is, that's about where the death barrier is. Now you can manipulate this using the manipulate tool and drag it to where you think it is. And now we have a rough estimate of where this death barrier is, which is a good start. Now we can add on to that by pressing create and select your cube again. So we know that the death barrier is right about here, so we can make a cube here and start sliding it over. And we're about there, so we're going to drag it forward, so if you touch it you will not die. Drag it to about that line there. And of course, since we're above the dorm room, the death barrier above us is also pretty low, so you can't fly too high up. Now we can start dragging this over until we hit the death barrier there with the manipulate tool. Now that we know the death barrier is there, we can go ahead and press create again, grab our cube, come back over to this side. You can fly to make it quicker. And since the death barrier was about there, as you can see, the death barrier is very low up there, so you just gotta be careful. It's a very tedious process. So the death barrier is about right here. So now we can draw another square, manipulate again, and drag this all the way down until we get to the final death barrier on the north side. Since I feel like I'm getting closer to it, I'm going to start to slow down. And there we are. Now press create again on your maker pen. Make sure you have cube selected. come back over to where you just were. Put it in a bit more to where the death barrier was. That way, so if you bump into the wall, you won't be teleported back into your main dorm room. Now we can just X out of that and finish dragging this all the way back to where these two meet. And there we have it. Now we should be able to safely walk along here. And this is our extended dorm room up here. Now if you want to spawn up here every single time when you come to your dorm room, we're going to need a welcome mat. Now I believe welcome mats are in gadgets on the very last page of welcome other gadgets. So it doesn't matter where you place the welcome mat. So I'll place it here, but with welcome mats it's easier just to drop your maker pen, grab the welcome mat, just drop it down like that, and make sure you freeze your welcome mat. And now we're going to need a way to get down into our dorm room, and we're going to use that by using a respawn point, which is in gadgets and other gadgets. So let's use our fly mechanic again and come down into our dorm room. You can place this anywhere into your dorm room. I'll place it right in front of the rec center door. And now we're going to need a way up here to make you teleport to there. So we're going to just grab a normal button. It's under props, dynamic, button. So let's just place the button floating right here. Now we're going to need to wire the button so red when button is pressed. And now we're going to hold on to the trigger while the wire is out. And we're going to come to our respawn point, and we're going to select the green one. Let go. Or not. Not sure why that's at error. But there. Alright. So if you ever get error, just try running it again. You might have just... What I think I did was I accidentally selected the ground instead of the actual respawn point. Now when we press the button, we should be teleported into our dorm room. And that is how you can extend your dorm room. You can go ahead and redecorate the dorm room extension how you plead. You can make it so it's outside, so like you're in a town or suburban area, or you can just make this like a penthouse to your dorm room. So I hope you found this tutorial useful. There'll be another tutorial coming in the coming days, and thanks for watching.